Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I was just going through like old videos on my Google Drive. It's amazing how many videos stack up over time, and then you realize, and then you get all they want you to do is just buy another subscription for more storage, and then you realize you always wonder how many videos should I save, right? I don't know. This is I'm not gonna try and twist your guys' minds into anything too severe today. We're just gonna read cards and see what happens, right? What cards come out? What does the group collective have to know? Must know. Please consider this entertainment purposes only. Judgment, King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Overarching energy is this, and connecting with lost fragments of ourselves. So first thing that came to mind when I thought about that is this kind of goes together. This is like making sure that we're not in negative judgment of the things going on around us, because they're not able to listen to what it is, right? And we're holding on to assets that we're not exactly sure how to use. But new beginnings. So loving energy, transition, and deciding how we're going to use the assets that we're holding on to, because we don't really know yet. There's a lot of letting go of the past going on in the group collective. Same energy. Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel turns, right? Magician and the Hierophant. A lot of major arcana out here. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, King of Cups, Hierophant, Magician. Speaking from a place of authority and taking action in that way. So I'm going to speak on this just because I watch the airwaves and try to get a feeling for the underlying nature of what's going on. A lot of people going into, developing better routines daily to make sure that we're all doing the right things to get us in the right state of mind every day, so that we're, doing the right things we need to for each other. Whether you're building a business or building, better relationships with the people trying to make sure that you're staying centered and not getting in a negative state of mind. But there's this going all around you, right? So competing interests. A lot of competing interests. People trying to, there's going to be a lot more conflict. You can see it in the group collective. There's a lot of people trying to pull assets towards them for certain reasons, feeling like they're in a state of lack. I just saw a post by somebody stating how hard it was to be the head of a company and a leadership position. A lot of times, most leadership positions, and we're going to see this in the group collective, we're going to see this in society, everything's going to get set to zero, because leaders have been put in positions by how much money they have and not how much they're serving other people, right? What is the best service you can have to other people? Empower them and make them more self-sufficient, make them more responsible for their own actions, and create structures to make sure that they are responsible to the people around them instead of not being responsible to the people around them, right? And at the same time, cutting off things that, you know, it's a very delicate balance, right? Because you want to be compassionate and understanding. At the same time, you don't want to coddle somebody, let them grow for themselves. So do we all just become individual contractors? I mean, the last thing we want to see is just reading each other's energy and getting to a place where we're, I don't know. Put it in the comments, right? Because the reality is there's, you know, infinite abundance around us, as long as we're doing what we need to do for ourselves and staying in the flow, being creative, creating things for each other that we think will help one another. Yeah. Let's get a couple more cards. Let's see what the cards have to say. Page of Cups. A youthful spiritual energy. Strength. Maintaining our strength. I like how the Strength card, and we're leaving old emotional states behind. Sometimes these are things that we got to let go of. Emotional attachments in the past that we need to let go of. This is something that has been coming through in the group collective, where maybe having to deal with past emotional states. And, you know, if you think about your past and there's anything that causes you, keeps you from looking at your past, you feel like, oh, I can't look at that, then it's an unconscious energetic tie that you don't realize is pulling you in a direction. You have to deal with those things, right? Let those emotions come up. You know, if something in the past is making you feel a certain way, deal with those emotions, let those emotions go, and now you're no longer tied to them. But if you don't deal with them to where it's easy for you to just look in the past and then look back, right? There's nothing wrong with reviewing the past, but when you're constantly reviewing the past and you need to constantly like regurgitate it, and then that's not healthy. But there's nothing wrong with remembering something wonderful from your past. I was talking about a story the other day about this guy that came over to our house. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. We had this habanero plant in our window, and we had these habaneros growing there for over a year, and somebody came, oh, I love habaneros. We're like, well, we haven't tried those in a while. And I watched this guy put one in his mouth, and he just boom dropped to the floor, man. He was a hurting unit. He's like, man, I've never had a habanero that hot before. Peppers get hot on the plant the longer you leave them on the plant, and they'd been in our window for a long time. It was pretty funny. So yeah, if there's anything that you're hiding energetically, you know, something that you haven't been able to face or deal with, those things seem to be coming up a lot in the group collective. But at the same time, you know, being stern about what you will and won't accept. And because you don't want to live in the past in your relationships, right? Nobody wants to. Because it's always now, the present. Being in the present moment and accepting people for where they're at, but then grounding out any kind of negative projections or negative, you know, even thoughts about ourselves for, you know, anything in the past, right? We're always dealing with the now. So whenever you're watching this video, it could be in 5 years. Maybe it'll be applying to you right now. And we got the Fool on the bottom, right? Always got this youthful, foolish energy. Be creative for yourself. And try and be creative that connects you with people around you, right? Let's get a couple more cards. Seven of Swords. A little bit of smugness here, right? This card has always interested me. Seven of Swords. How do we view this card? Maybe it's taking knowledge and maybe not sharing knowledge that we have, that we should. I don't know. Apply it as it resonates. But it's always kind of, looking behind him and just kind of coveting swords. This could be something somebody in your environment. Maybe it could be a part of us that we need to heal. An overcoming dissatisfaction and a weary sense of being. Boredom is clouding your judgment. Right? There's so much happening in the group collective right now. There's so much energy moving through the system. Many people are in this state. Right? It's just like, ugh, just keep going. Intel feels that way. I mean, actually, I saw an article today that says Intel's offering free coffee for their employees to make them more interested, to try and keep morale up. Huh. So you're going to offer free coffee to keep morale up. Does that work? I don't think. I've been in a lot of business settings, and free coffee, okay, that's nice. But if we're not working together and we're not treating each other with respect and doing the things that we can do for each other, then what are we doing? Right? So as the system starts to break down, all we can do is try and be of service to each other as much as possible without getting involved in the conflict, because there's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be this, right? And sometimes the best thing is to take a step back, let those conflicts play out, and just be who we need to be. Stay grounded, right? Be calm, be loving, and love unconditionally, right? So, love you guys. I'm going to, let's pull a oracle card, see what the oracle has to say. There's so many. Free spirit. This is what everybody wants, right? A free spirit. Freedom to just be free. And you don't want to be tied to anything where it's dragging you down. Whatever it is, if you're experiencing something that feels like it's pulling you in a direction that you don't want to go, or it's not bringing you peace, then let it go. Be free. Have a beautiful day. Love you guys. Catch you the next time.